She always wanted to contribute and make things special for others, while making them feel like they were the most important person in the world. I recall times she would find a way to help others out, even when she didn't necessarily have the resources. She so generously wanted to help those in need. She truly cared for others profoundly. My mother, Charmane, was beloved. She was lovely and beautiful. She was completely goofy and silly. She was fun-loving and energetic. She was tough, yet gentle. She was thoughtful, nurturing, and wholly empathetic. She was an organizer and a determined go-getter in whatever she set her mind to. She sought to know God and was happy to share the truths and revelations she gained by His Word. I found a note in her phone yesterday from just 6 weeks ago that said, "Nothing can separate me from your love, Jesus." Aesthetic beauty and presentation were important to her down to every detail in all that she did. Whether it was how she presented herself with her wardrobe, her makeup and jewelry, or in designing her home interior haven, an external exterior peace garden, and in planning events for her family or just to help others. My mom fought really hard through many struggles and tragedies the best that she knew how. And she gave her absolute best. But she got stuck under the weight of it all and couldn't find her way out. As God gives us free will, she chose to tap out and make her way face to face with her Redeemer. In some of her last communication, she said she would be with God soon, and now she is, made whole, healed, set free, and at complete peace with her Lord and Savior, and reunited with our beloved Chandler. My hope and prayer is that she is able to see us gathered here today to celebrate her life and know just how treasured and valued she is and always will be, and how uniquely significant her life was. I loved my mom with all of my heart. And I think she would say her proudest achievement and lasting mark on this world were her babies, myself and Chandler. So I will continue to move and fight forward, honoring and celebrating my mother, and carrying both her and my brother in my heart everywhere I go. I'm every day one day closer to being reunited with them into true love. And when that day comes, it will be the very best day. It would mean a lot to me to hear from some of you who have a single favorite memory of my mom. Because as we close together, I would love to bring to life and dwell upon and remember the radiance of who my mom was. So I open that time up if a few people want to come up and share a very fond or bright moment of my mom.
My name is Linda, and my fondest memory of Charmane, my husband Henrik knew her longer than I did, and they were sort of like in a little posse group, and when I met Henrik, he wanted me to meet her, and I remember I was nervous because because I'm like, oh wait, I'm going to meet her. And I didn't know who she really was, but he talked about her a lot. So we got to her house, and my husband rang the doorbell. And when he rang the doorbell, and I was so nervous, and here over this door was this tall, beautiful lady. This beautiful smile she always had, and this beautiful, gorgeous blonde hair. And she just smiled, and she started talking to me, and she made me feel so comfortable. She made me feel like I've known her all my entire life. And that's how Charmane and I got started. She was a really good person, and she was a good friend. I really love her, and I'm going to miss her so much, and her smile. And even when I close my eyes and I see her, I just know now that she's at rest, and I believe fully in my heart that she's surrounded by love and joy and peace, and there'll be no more pain for her, no more loneliness. I don't think she really knew the lives that she touched in this world, because she touched mine. And I will always, always love her, and I will never, ever forget her. She was a wonderful person, the most wonderful person I've ever known. That's my story. That's just one of them. But I'll be here all day if I tell you all the quirky things that she did. When she would come into our house, and her and my husband would sit there and they'd get into arguments about wine or something like that. It was always so funny. They were like children. But we loved her so much. We loved her. And to her family, to her child, Lindsay, and her mom and her sister that looked so much like her. And I got to get a hug from you, because it's like I would be hugging her. And I'm just happy that she's where she's at. I'm not happy because she's gone, because I won't ever see her. But I'm happy that she's finally she's at rest. And I believe that with all of my heart. Thank y'all.
Hello, my name is Sammy, and the way I got to learn about Charmane is her mother here is one of my best friends, and I'm from Oklahoma and lived there. But I had a job which I had to work 6 nights a week. I'm a performer, and Charmane were my children's babysitters when she was 11. And I've been blessed by this entire family. Her dad, her stepdad, her mom, her sister, and especially you, Lindsay. And what do I want to share? Let me think. Everything the lady before me said is absolutely true. And Charmane had this infectious laugh. And I like that the picture of her on the pamphlet, it shows her hands. Her hands were strong and beautiful, and gave lots of love to people, just holding them or making them a meal or just hugging them. She was so authentic and so real and so down to earth. And I too am grateful that she's at peace now, because I know the struggles she's been through. The last Mother's Day, actually, she did spend with me in Oklahoma City at my son Easton, and Chandler was there, and that was the last Mother's Day for Charmane with Chandler. Anyway, she'll be greatly missed, and I thank you. I had not planned to come up here and say anything. My name's Ronnie Griffon, and I met Charmane just a little over 10 years ago when I first had moved to Frisco. And I was standing in the line at the bank and noticed this beautiful woman who was so well put together. And I stood there and contemplated, I need to compliment this woman on just anything, one thing, but there were so many things because she's so beautiful. And so I thought, okay, I liked her ring. I didn't want to make it too much about her. Her ring, when I complimented her on her ring, she said, well, this is her son's birthstone. She wore it on her right hand. And then she held out her hands and replied that she has what she called sausage fingers because her fingers were so, she thought they were fat. And I said, oh my gosh, you are so beautiful from head to toe. There's nothing wrong with your fingers. Well, we exchanged information and became friends. And when it came time for her to move out of her house, I was over there. I mean, I must have made probably 5 trips to get boxes and helped her pack. And then she came and stayed with me for a while. And I had an additional spare bedroom upstairs, and she's like, Ronnie, can I just stay in bed with you? I said, sure, because I knew her heart, that she was so suffering and in such pain and loved her children. And so she stayed with me. She slept in my bed. But we got out some wine one evening, and I got out the Waterford Crystal, the wine goblets. And this is the one story that I would like to reflect about your mom, because we shared a lot of private information. So I knew her heart, and I knew her struggles. And so here's this beautiful Waterford Crystal goblet that we were sharing some wine together. And she accidentally broke the glass, and she felt so horrible about it. And she insisted on paying for it. And I'm like, you know what, Charmane, that's okay. It's fine. It's just a glass. I still have that broken goblet. And I have it in a planter because I know she loved to surround herself with nature. And that goblet, I still look at that 10 years later. It's broken. But it reminds me so much of your mom, Charmane, because it was crystal, it was beautiful, it was clear and transparent, yet it's broken. And that's what your mom was to me. So beautiful, so transparent, but yet broken. But she is with the Lord, and she's dancing. And there is so much joy and no more pain. And we had been reconnected since I was moving back to here. And we were messaging, and the most recent messaging we had was Saturday night after 9 o'clock at night, that she was going to be driving in Monday or Tuesday, and we had plans to meet together on Wednesday. And I've gone back and have reread my messages. And we were wishing each other Mother's Day greetings, and can't wait to see you, can't wait to hug you, I love you. And I don't know that it was her final reaching, because she knows my walk with the Lord, she knows my faith, she knows the depths of my faith, and maybe she was just reaching out. And it's not in my place to say that I could have done something. I can't go there because it hurts. But just to know that her final words, even though they were in messaging, they were loving. She was looking forward to seeing a friend. I love her. And on my Facebook, I said, I can't wait to hug her heart.
Thank you all for being here today. Charmane was like my second mom. What I came up here to say was, in context, I was Chandler's best friend from like 3rd grade to 6-ish. And we had a little fight at my house before he went off to Kentucky. And I'll never forget, Charmane called my house phone to stop the fighting between me and Chandler. And whatever stupid reason it was, I don't even think I remember. But Chandler and I got to talk because Charmane called my house phone 2 days before. And I got to talk to Chandler. And we got to reconcile. And I thank Charmane every day for that phone call. Because at least I left them on a positive note. And back to Charmane, just full of life. She's more my mom is very kind, but there's a lot of kindness that I took from my second mom. My kind heart, I would have to say subconsciously, learned a lot from Charmane, and a lot from Chandler. And she always kept pieces of Chandler, technically me, I guess, in her life. She would invite me out. We would have little dates. We would stay in contact. Hell, even I think she bought me a beer after I was 21, you know. She seen me grow all the way up, and you know, I don't think I think Charmane bought me a beer before my own parents or anything like that. It's funny. So, we love you dearly, Charmane, and I didn't think I had the courage to come up, but I'm glad. Thank you, guys.
My name's Jim Howard, and that's my wife Terry, and we met Rick and Charmane in 1995 when we joined the babysitting co-op. And really, it wasn't so much a babysitting co-op as it was a social club. And we had some great times together, particularly on game day, because Charmane loved the Packers. When anytime they played Dallas, we always had a party over at their house, and we'd bring stuff and had great times, especially when Dallas won. It was a really great time. But as the relationship grew, which it grew, and we loved Rick and Charmane, we took off one time. We would go on trips, and so we take off and we're going on a skiing trip to New Mexico, and everybody needed to make a real quick pit stop and get candy and drinks and things like that, use the restroom, and so we wheeled in this little place. And then we all jump back in our cars, and we all had walkie-talkies. So the walkie-talkie, we take off, and man, we're flying down the road, and it squawks and goes, "Hey Jim, do you have Chandler?" No. So, you know, they call somebody else. "Well, do you have Chandler?" "No." "Well, does anybody have Chandler?" And everybody replies, 6 months.